Alright, so welcome back to the Brickafit channel. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Sd.Kfz 11 from Omahabricks, and also
the LEF 18 light field howitzer from Omahabricks.
yes, so these are the last two Omahabricks winter camo vehicles slash artillery pieces that we're going to be reviewing until we do the big huge finale where we review every single one.
Omahabricks at Omahabricks.com sells wonderful instructions for all kinds of vehicles from World War II, World War I, the Cold War, modern day, and they have an exquisite line of German vehicles and guns and whatnot. They call their winter camo series, and we've reviewed all of those. There's about 10 or so altogether. These are the last two, and then in a few weeks when you need it the most but least expect it, we'll be back with looking at the entire winter camo series all at once. And we'll probably have to put on sunglasses to do that because it's so
cool,
just so cool, and just radiates awesomeness.
Yeah.
All right. So here we have the German Sd.Kfz 11. That's an abbreviation for a really long string of German words that mean, and I quote, specialized motorized vehicle. Now, young Joshua, this was a half-track that was used primarily by the German Army to tow medium guns like the Flak 43 anti-aircraft gun, all the way to the 10.5 centimeter LEF 18 field howitzer, which we'll be unveiling in just a minute as part 2 of this. Yeah, there's a shot of them. This half-track could carry 8 troops. We've only put in 3. In this model, you could
because
only...
it can't fit.
Possibly you could get 6 in there. The rest of it would be a stretch, but there'd be 2 in the front and 6 in the back. There were about 9,000 of these built between 1938 and 1945. They fought in all the theaters of the war. There were a number of variants of this particular KFZ 11, including several different types of ammunition carriers, which this is one, it would appear. But they also had a version that was an anti-aircraft version that had an anti-aircraft gun mounted on it. They had a chemical decontamination vehicle that had 8 barrels of chemical decontaminants. They also had apparently...
Yeah, we need that in this day and age.
Yeah. Well, from our bathroom for sure. It'd be good to have one out here.
I'm talking about the Camo virus.
Oh, the Camo virus?
Trying to make a joke.
Oh, okay.
Be relevant.
Okay, I got it. I'm glad. Relevance is good. And then, worst of all, apparently they had a poison gas spraying model, which held 130 gallons that they, in theory anyway, would lay down a poison gas barrier. There was no armament at all on these things, and they were not really armored at all. So obviously they were used for towing and were kept way behind the lines. 150 mile range and 32.6 miles per hour maximum speed. So this toted the big guns and some other things for the German Army. And you might say that along with trucks and whatnot, this baby made the German Army run.
Alright, so talking about features, I mean, there isn't a ton of features, but there is features. I mean, of course, the playability of this, putting it in minifigures there, that's awesome. The way it looks is just beautiful. There's something so beefy, but yet practical about this. I don't know how to explain it. I think is that a compartment?
Yeah, I can't remember if that opens or not. I think it does.
On hinges,
it's on a hinge, so maybe a little tough to get into, and I don't remember.
Alright, so there is a bit of a compartment in there, although we do have, for some reason, lime green bricks in there. If you change those out for like brown or white or gray or something, it would look a lot better, in my opinion. But it does open up.
And there's opening doors on the other side as well.
Yes.
And I believe the driver's and passenger doors open as well.
Yes, so that's awesome. I don't think there's any hood detail or anything like that. But the back, you would think there would be some kind of latch there, but still, it's cool. But yeah, just all the detail work around this. I
think the color pattern is just exquisite. The way They
The
melded
brushes.
the dark gray and the dark tan and the white all together is just very compelling.
Well, I like the dark brown leaves thing there that are kind
Yeah.
of like dead bushes.
And then on the
that makes them
treads,
stand out.
we've got some brown mixed into the black to simulate mud, which is a nice touch.
Yeah. No, it's really cool.
So, yeah, this is
Happy to add this to my collection. Now, these treads are pretty expensive. The treads. They're not Brickmanias. They're
I think they're Legos.
treads. Yeah, I know. They're probably pretty expensive because they only came in certain sets.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Do you remember how much this kind of costs?
I want to say like 80, 90 bucks maybe altogether, and that includes, of course, tax, shipping, and handling from several different Bricklink sellers.
Yeah.
So that's the half track.
Overall.
Let's take a look at what it towed. This is the LEF 18, and again, a couple of long German words which I won't attempt to pronounce, but translated to English means, wait for it, not yet,
Big gun.
light field howitzer. And this was the standard artillery piece of the German army. There were 11,848 of these bad boys produced between 1935 and 1945. In real life, it was 20 feet long. The barrel was 9 feet 8 inches. It had a crew of 6. It could throw
Call that a light howitzer?
Yeah, it could, and actually for a howitzer and whatnot, it was very heavy, but that also contributed to its effectiveness. Let's see, it was barrel was 9 feet 8 inches, had a crew of 6. It could throw a 105 millimeter shell, which weighed 32.7 pounds, 11,674 yards. That's over 6 miles for those of you like me that have trouble converting yards to feet. And a well-oiled, well-seasoned, well-trained support unit could have this thing fire 6 to 8 rounds a minute. That's a pretty high rate of fire. And speaking of firing, it could fire 28 different kinds of shells, and generally the barrel would be shot out after about 10 to 12,000 shots. They'd have to replace the barrel. And again, the way the colors, the camo pattern on this, I just think is really exquisite. You know, a lot of camo patterns, to me anyway, just look like jumbled and yucky, and it's just like, yuck, this just doesn't make any sense. But this, there's kind of a symmetry. It all kind of melds together, and
I agree.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't look really disjointed. It looks very natural, like a camo pattern should be. So hats off to the folks at Omahabricks for this wonderful design.
The only bad thing about this one is that the gun really does not move that well up in the air. I mean, it's just kind of this should be like 2x3s, and it kind of gets hooked sometimes, but you can't go way up in the air or way down. But I'm sure that's probably how it actually was in real life, right?
I can't remember. It had a pretty good rate of traversing, probably more than that, but you know, you start making changes, you get out of scale, you know.
Well, I mean, this could be remedied
Yeah.
pretty fast with some different parts up there and still hold the same thing. But anyway.
And again, I love the way Omahabricks will use the foliage, the camouflage. I think that's really cool. And then in winter, of course, they're not going to be green. They're going to be brown. So all the
really
leaves
good.
are off.
Yeah, they're really cool. But the wheels are really nicely done. So yeah.
And we lost it, but there's a piece you put on the back, and it'll
Hook up to the ball joint
yeah. I couldn't find it. I've got it somewhere.
right there. So yeah.
So
Overall, pretty great kits.
Yep.
The Omahabricks.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts? They're good builds. I thought we already did that.
We've enjoyed every one of these camo builds.
Yep, they've been great, and stay tuned for the video that we'll have coming out.
They're all laid out.
soon.
It's going to be a Brickafit spectacular. Like, comment, subscribe.
Sure.
Turn on all notifications.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Let us know what we should review next too.